Welcome back. Trying to get my dirty gloves back on. So I just scraped that last one. And yeah, going again. Wasn't wonderful, and if it's not wonderful, I don't want to keep it because I'm running out of space to keep things. Rather just scrape it and go again. So this time I'm going to go back to my plastic sheet that I can actually hold where I want it without it being too loose and falling down. So I just want to touch the end and then swipe back. So going back to my plastic that I know and love. Right, 70% glue oil, 30% water. And I've got this little bit of turquoise left over from the previous pour, so I'm just going to use that. It's already got oil in it. And I'm only going to put 2 drops in. I made up this other paint and I did 50 grams of pouring medium to 25 grams of paint. I think around about 400 grams is ample of mixed paint for this size. This is a 30 by 40 centimetre or 12 by 16 inch. Doesn't need a lot of paint. You just end up tipping it all off. And I made up a little bit of extra white. So the consistency for a swipe I like is just a little mound. It's certainly not as thick as my flip cup mix. Okay, let's go. Same thing, leave a little bit gap of white at the top there. And then some aqua. Oh, and I took the peach out as well. I just took the peach out and thought I'd have 2 blues and 2 turquoises. This is a light turquoise, and then I've got the darker turquoise as well. And my mid blue, sort of cool bluish kind of a colour. So I'm sort of using up all my paint now, which is good. I had too much last time. So let's pop a little bit of turquoise there. A little bit through there. That's plenty. Okay, now I want a little bit more navy at the top here next to the white, because the navy against the white is really pretty. There we go. So I will, have I got anything left? I better fill in what I can here with this. Just a little bit of blank canvas left. It's a perfect amount of paint, isn't it? Okay, so white, navy, which is deep space. All out of that, I might have to make some more turquoise. And then the lighter turquoise is called peacock. It's the difference in the two. And cool blue. Just a couple of shades down from the navy. Put the white there. There's no silicone oil in the white. You can put it in. I choose not to, because this section up here that's going to just be plain white, I don't want any sort of divots of oil in that. So I choose not to put oil in my swipe colour, but if you want to, then go ahead. I think a lot of people do. I don't. Okay, see, it's still running quite fast, that paint. So there's still quite a lot on there, on the surface. Let's just tilt it down, or turn it around so you can see. Put blue on my area that's going to be white. Go off. Okay. Just going to get some paint to go over the edge down the bottom there. As I said, I don't want all this paint on here. It's too much. So when it starts slowing down and not really running off the canvas really quickly, then you know that you've got enough left on there. And it's just experience, I guess. It's really hard for me to say, oh, this is how much paint you need left on the surface. I can't really explain that to you. It's just, you have to be able to feel how much you've got left on there, and it just comes down to experience. You do a pour and you think, oh, my cells have all grown after I've swiped it, and that's an indication that you've got too much paint left on there. Just trying to get a little bit more of the darker colours on here. Kind of tilted them all off. Okay, now for the white. The white is the same consistency, same thickness as my other paints. If your swipe colour's too thin, it won't cover the surface properly, and you'll have a very, very thin coating of white. And when your cells pop up through it, they won't hold their shape because the paint's just too thin and they can't hold their shape. Whereas if you have a thicker paint, when they pop through, that white paint holds them in place. Alright, last time I did one little zigzag of white. Let's do two. Make sure I've got enough white to cover the whole surface. Got some air bubbles there. Didn't really help. I don't really want to torch at this stage to bring up my cells. Okay. Now white looks a little bit thicker. I did probably thicken up my paint just a touch. Instead of a couple of grams under, I just went equal amounts. Okay, let's go with my little bit of plastic. I went and got a bigger sheet of plastic so it covers the whole surface. And I don't want to touch the top. Okay, so what I want to do now is just sit that plastic in the white. See, it's not touching the blue. Make sure you put one foot behind the other so that when you drag backwards, you can transfer your weight to your back leg. Otherwise, you might fall over, or you have to quickly shuffle your legs. All right, so it's going to pick up some more of the white and over. Okay, so that's a lovely amount of white over the surface. Looks like a snowstorm. Alright, let's torch, bring these cells up. So my side's got pretty much covered. It's just this little bit here. Just try and make that look a little bit more blended in there. It's hard to touch up once you've dragged your plastic down, your swipe. Alright, let's torch. Up here first, and then the middle, and then the bottom. Bottom not so much because it hasn't got as much white covering it. So cells will pop up there quicker. I probably had a little bit too much white by the looks of it. It sits quite thick here, I'm not getting anything. So I probably had a little bit too much white there. But I actually don't mind that. I don't mind that block of white and then it comes down lighter and lighter. I think it's pretty. Another little torch. Trying to bring things up in here. It's It's not really happening. They're only tiny because my white's a bit thick, I think. More cells popping up here where the white's thinner. Snowflakes in a snowstorm, maybe? I don't know. Raindrops against a snow-covered mountain. Who knows? It's pretty though. So I don't really want to torch anymore. I'm going to leave it. Maybe just a little bit in here, because these cells will keep growing. But you can see the difference that a thick white makes. I probably, I had quite a wide amount of white. I probably didn't need it. Make a thinner amount of white. Not thinner consistency, just a thinner strip, a smaller, narrower strip of white, I guess. But hey, look, every swipe's different. I can never do two the same. They're always different. Oh, these little ones have just popped up. And these tiny little ones in here just popped up. Aren't they the cutest? Just squeeze their little cheeks. So cute. Oh, get my gloves off. Alright, let's take you in. So what do you think? Do you like the white swipes? Do you prefer the black swipes? Black's certainly more dramatic, isn't it? These are more beachy. A little bit of gold in these would be nice, but you've just got to be really careful about your consistency of your gold, because it changes your cells, makes your cells all wobbly. But if you thicken your gold up more than your other colours, you should be alright with it. So really pretty cells. There you go. Alright, hope you enjoyed that video. And I'm going to do a copper swipe coming up soon. So with I found some Liquitex Basics copper, which is opaque because the global copper I have is semi-transparent, so I can't swipe with that. So I'll give the Liquitex Basics copper swipe a go, and I'll see you for that one soon. Okay, bye for now.